I've set up the VR headset and the basic controllers stuff using Unity XR Interaction Toolkit. You can grab game objects with both controllers on the left and right. The left hand has a ray interactor that calculates the distance in between objects. It can interact with both UI objects and 3D objects. The right hand has a direct interactor which requires you to physically touch the object to grab. I was experimenting with different ways how users can navigate throughout the space with both 2D, UI, and 3D interactions. Right now it's the space before you go home. All audios are HEY whenever you press the buttons or grab an object. Most gameplay designed is happening at home. In order to achieve a realistic scene where the user can access another person's private life at home, most models are 3D scanned using photogrammetry. The entire world is a simulation of real space. I've scanned over 200 plus game objects and used 128 plus free assets found online to save some time. Optimization was one of the biggest challenges throughout the production since I had to optimize each individual game object I scanned. Every model is cleaned with instant mesh and textures are rebaked inside the Blender. There are still a lot of open holes and problems with some models I scanned, but overall I've accomplished my goal for now. My minimum variable product is to have a simulated living space that users can explore. Thus I spend a lot of time working on the environment. I found a prefab script online that I can replace these cubes with another model in a second. The limitation of free assets I found online can't satisfy or implicate the atmosphere of this living space. There, I modeled some furniture and scanned areas that are authentic to the space. Now that the environment looks pretty complete and I've done some playtest sessions on how users feel about the environment. There is a sense of realism, but objects don't quite feel like they belong. It feels like these objects are photoshopped. There, I turned off the lights and figured that not all materials are set to standard. Some objects are bright and it doesn't have any shadow reflecting from the light. It's a weird bug, but if you just drag the material to every game object that is coordinated to it, the material will seem more natural reacting to the light source in the game. But if you create a new material and assign it to the game object, it appears to be brighter. After I fixed each object's material, I added some light sources to enhance the environment. Real-time lights are really expensive, so I baked light maps for the background and objects that don't move so Unity would run smoothly. After the first attempt designing a conversation the user is having with themselves, then it guides them to explore the space transformed into an interaction with their roommate on a phone. The left controller can press the button on the phone with the ray while it's being held on the right hand. But the angles of the phone are off and it moves around when you press the thumbstick because of the default setting. Through playtesting, there were a lot of bugs. Game objects would explode when you play the game because of overlapping colliders. Objects can push or pass through each other away with an extensive amount of force. Small interactions like opening doors, pulling drawers seem quite off. Colliders and physics don't seem to have any problem until the user picks up a large object, it pushes the user out of the world. It looks much better after I customized almost every object's collider because I wasn't able to integrate a code that sets objects to kinematic before the user interacts with it. Then I created an extra layer in the layer matrix and set player and grabbable objects to different layers to avoid the user from spawning outside the world. Grabbing an object is smoother after tweaking the angle and adding a grabbing point. Some object still feels a little off. While I am still working on the rat interactions and combat system, I had a lot of fun experimenting with simple things I can do since I am not the best at programming. You can maybe kill them with a fly swatter, pick them up, throw them and find them somewhere while you are walking around. Here is a mini overview of what I have so far. I haven't added any sound effects just yet. Thanks for watching.